that question of how STEM education can change, basically the state of things in northern Nigeria comes back to learning things from the early 1800s. When you go back to the lifetime of Michael Faraday and you realize this is what they did when they didn't have electricity, this is what they did to get electricity, to get these different mechanisms. When you start thinking about the times before our inventions, you realize we can recreate some of that. Now, of course, there are societal challenges that make that difficult. But it starts with getting a solid foundation in maths and science, right? So let's build a team and a network of educators that can, one, make sure they themselves understand maths and science, but two, make sure that they then could maybe have some of their work translated to Hausa, and then we spread that as an option. I think that's one of the ways we can see math and science education change in northern Nigeria. Let's teach it in Hausa to those who need it in Hausa, while we teach them English at the same time, because English is going to be crucial, especially if they go to school in, Texas or wherever they go to school. So I think that STEM education can play a huge role through innovation. Let's not just teach facts. Yes, we can get people the facts and the details that will help them pass their WAEC, but that shouldn't be the goal. The goal needs to be helping people have a deep understanding of math and science, have a deep understanding of the world that God has made, and dive into finding solutions for electricity, for water. Now, there are some things where you just cannot do it by yourself. The government, of course, has a role to play with the roads, with infrastructure that is way beyond any one person. However, students, get a solid foundation. Teachers and people who are interested in education, let's work together and let's use technology to scale our initiatives to help millions of children to flourish in STEM education, because ultimately that will lead to innovation, which will lead to solutions. And hopefully, by God's grace, we'll start seeing more and more advancements in science, technology, engineering, math, health, and more in Nigeria and beyond. Have a blessed day.